Alrighty then, folks, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft video. Amonkhet is about to be released, remastered, in fact, on Magic the Gathering Arena. So let's savor some more Dominaria before it's over. Let's begin. Pack 1, pick 1, Dominaria draft. What do we have the fine pleasure of opening today? Torgar is pretty good in the black-green Saprolings deck. Outside of it, I don't really like it, but it is a huge commitment. Looking at the uncommons, on Sarah's Wings and Icy Manipulator, both excellent cards. And at common, there's a Pegasus Courser, but I probably wouldn't take it over either the rare or the uncommons here. Torgar is really good, but you do need to be in a much more committed archetype, of course, since the cost is definitely pretty high. One thing you can do with Torgar is that you can also use them to heal yourself, of course, or drain the opponent. But otherwise, yeah, it's not that it's not really what you want to play outside of black green. So it's a bit of a commitment, but I don't think it's a busted card. I think it's a good card, but not insanely busted. So I think the pick here is just between On Sarah's Wings and Icy Manipulator. Icy Manipulator can go into any deck, I think, and it's a pretty excellent first pick. It's just a nice way to maybe you can use this on the opponent's upkeep to lock down a land, and you can also keep tapping down their scariest creature or blocker. So I don't mind taking the Icy Manipulator. I think the On-Stairs Wings could just be a better card, but the Icy Manipulator is a nice way to start a draft to keep our options flexible. Whoa, 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 Daragaz? I mean, Daragaz is quite powerful. You do need to splash for him, though, but hey, if you're remaining green and you pick up a couple Grow from the Ashes, he's quite powerful. Alternatively, this pack is just like the first one that we opened. There's an On Sarah's Wings and a Pegasus Courser, and to a lesser extent, a Divination. I think I would take an On Sarah's Wings over Pegasus Courser. Now the question is, do I take the On Sarah's Wings here? I mean, it's being passed to me, but also Daragaz is being passed. And Daragaz is quite fun. I'm a big fan of the Jun Kicker decks. So yeah, why not? Let's try it out. I think the more flexible pick would just be the On Sarah's Wings. So the person to my left will be quite happy picking these On Sarah's Wings up and drafting white. But let's be a little bit adventurous this time and take a Daragaz. I think it can be quite fun. And here we do have a pretty interesting option. There's a Rona and Cloud Reader Sphinx. Okay, both cards don't really fit into the Daragaz plan. And I guess there's also a Death Bloom Thal, but I wouldn't really take it over any of these two. Sorry, interrupted for a moment there. Let's just take the Rona. I think she's powerful enough. She is a dual color guard, so we're definitely not drafting the flexible. We're definitely not drafting the most flexible way. I think the Rona is just quite a more powerful card than Cloud Reader Sphinx. So we'll keep our options open, and now we just get past the Blessed Light. Okay, we might have missed out on the powerful white deck. So be it. We'll draft a hard way this time. Just try to pick the best cards. So yeah, our first two picks. I mean, our second and third pick definitely ran into some issues, but this time we'll take a Blessed Light, see if the white is still flowing, because we were just passing on Sarah's Wings. But now we have a pretty interesting decision. Haphazard Bombardment's okay. I don't think it's super powerful. It's quite haphazard, so I'm not a big fan of it. There's Farfetch'd Adept for the Blue-Red Wizards deck, but I don't think I like it here. I could just take a Cloud Reader Sphinx. Like, it's just an excellent 4-drop. We could still end up in Blue-Black or White-Blue Historic, and it can be quite nice. Haphazard Bombardment will go over the Daragaz plan, but you do need a lot of ramp to get this going, and it's also, again, pretty random, which I'm not a big fan of. But it's a card I wouldn't mind playing, but I don't think it's a crazy bomb. I think it's a good card, but I don't think it's particularly amazing due to its random nature. Okay, nothing amazing. This pack kind of sucks. Could just take a Benelish Honor Guard. There's a chance we could still end up in white. Rampaging Cyclops is like whatever. Just take the Benelish Honor Guard here. Okay, now we can maybe just take a Grow from the Ashes. There's also Memorial to Folly for the black-blue deck, but I really don't know what the signals are being sent to us now. Like, now we're seeing a late Grow from the Ashes with Daragaz pass to us. We're past Arona and then the Blessed Light. So this is really hard. I may just take a Grow from the Ashes. There's a chance Daragaz could be open. And Memorial to Folly is fine, but Soul Savage should usually do better. And now as I say that, we get a choice between Call to Calvary and a Yavi Maya Sapphire. Maybe it's just a call. I feel like white has actually opened this draft. Yavi Maya Sapphire would be fine, but there's nothing amazing. I'll be damned if I end up in the Black-Green Saplings deck, though, and I miss out on a Yavi Maya Sapphire. Let's just take the Call of Calvary. It seems like white is particularly open. Now I get past Thal Omnivore. Jesus. Yep, they're not making this draft easy for us. But I guess we do have some options. We can be some sort of Black-Green Sapperlings plan, splashing red for the Daragaz, or we can be some sort of white-blue Flyers deck. In this case, I'll take another Benelish Honor Guard here, and hopefully we can get some legendaries to enhance it. And there's a late Sergeant Arms, which is a fine 3-drop. Nothing exciting, even more Sergeant Arms. So it seems like white is open, and the person to my right is just trying to avoid it, so we'll see if we can reward it next pack. So missed out on 2 on Sarah's Wings. I mean, so that's kind of sad. But I guess the Icy Manipulator can fill the role of it. But passing it over Daragaz was a decision I didn't like. Well, I do like an Embolis's Clutches. Definitely better than Evera, I think, in my opinion. Also, Blessed Light is great, but we're going to take an Embolis's Clutches, given that we already have a Cloud Reader Sphinx. And this was passed to us pretty late, so it's a good sign that maybe blue is open. And maybe we can draft as some sort of this white-blue historic aggro color. And a Wrath Capuchin, definitely better than Steal Away. There's also Academy Journey Mage. But yeah, this being passed to me is a sign that white-blue historic Flyers is open, and I'm happy to be playing Wrath. Otherwise, I wouldn't mind a Steal Away here. Let's take a Wrath. There's a chance we could end up splashing Rona, so I kind of just want to commit right now, seeing all those late white cards in the first pack. I'm not a big fan of Sergeant at Arms, though, but you can usually kick it on turn 6 to make a couple of tokens. But overall, it's a pretty disappointing 3-drop, since it still can't attack past 3 toughness, which is a huge concern. I'll take another Wrath. I'll take as many Wraths. I guess Defreeze will definitely get better in our deck now, the more flying we have, so we'll take another Wrath here. So happy that I'm in Azorius, but did miss on that on Sarah's Wings. So that does make me a little bit tilted and sad, but hey, I took the risk and took Daragaz. I could just take a Barrett here, since it has decent synergy with the Benelish Honor Guards. Alternatively, there's just a Pegasus Courser, which is a good 3-drop, which can enable flying. There's also Deep Freeze, which I wouldn't mind. I guess with double Wrath already, that already counts as legendaries for Benelish Honor Guard, so never mind. I don't think we need it. I think this deck might need a Pegasus Courser, just to have more flying, and hopefully we can pick up a Deep Freeze later. And now we'll just take our Deep Freeze, late Song of Fraley, so maybe green is open. But I'm happy putting this aside. There's a chance we could end up splashing Joyra, or we can just take a Short Sword. I don't really like to splash in these aggressive colors, but it might be a necessary option. Like, we have a choice between Rona and Joyra. I think Joyra is just too good. Let's just take a random Weight of Memory in case we don't pick up any Divinations, just as a card draw spell in the late game. Knight of New Benalia, pretty decent with the Pegasus course, they're late Spore Crown Thallid, but so maybe we could have been Black-Green Saplings, but I think being past double Wrath Capuchin is definitely a huge sign that the Azorius Flyers archetype is where we want to be. Okay, could just take a random dub. Relic Runner is going to be at its best in this type of deck, but then again, it's not really super amazing. Like, I could still take a dub here. It can be fine if we, as a nice turn 3 play to enhance one of our 2-drops. It's pretty good with Mesa Unicorn as well. I don't mind a copy of dub. It does get worse in multiples since there's a lot of removal in this set, and you can get 2 for 1 pretty badly. Okay, now we can take a Relic Runner. Another dub, sure. I'll put it on the sideboard. So the deck is shaping out nicely. I'm quite glad that I kind of committed to white early, seeing the late signals. And yeah, we have a pretty nice deck. What we could use, we do have some decent removal in Bolus's Clutches, Blessed Light, and Icy Manipulator. We could use a couple of good flyers, like maybe the Academy Drakes and Cloud Reader Sphinxes at 5. But overall, this deck is shaping up nicely. Danitha, I do like Danitha. It's a nice legendary to trigger Historic. It's a pretty difficult creature to attack and block into in the early game. Seems pretty good. It also gives our dub and Deep Freeze a discount. So we'll take it here. Otherwise, we'd be looking at Dominant Trapper, which can be an okay 3-drop. Maybe a slight upgrade over a Sergeant at Arms since we're not looking to go wide. But yeah, I don't mind Danitha. Ooh, Zahid. I keep seeing Zahid all the time. Like, I think this is like the 4th draft where we saw Zahid get passed to us. 3rd pack, 2nd pick. But yeah, he's definitely a bomb. We take it here. Otherwise, there's a debate between Mesa Unicorn and Pegasus Courser, which maybe the Pegasus Courser could just be the right call since I don't really like the Sergeant at Arms and we have a lot of 2s already. But Zahid's a powerful bomb, and we can tap the Icy Manipulator to give it a discount as well. Well, there's another Wrath. Do I just play triple Wrath here? Alternatively, there's a Mesa Unicorn, which is alright, but our 2s are quite good. It can gain us a little bit of life, but do I really care? Alternatively, there's also Divination, which I might prefer over this expensive Weight of Memory. How crazy is it to go 3 Wraths? I think it might be too crazy. Yeah, it might be too crazy going 3 Wraths. I think we just take a Divination here. Maybe we can just ditch this Weight of Memory since it's quite expensive. What do I think about Urza's Tome? It can be actually fine in the late game, can tap for the Zahid. There's also an Adamant Will, which is fine. Urza's Tome is for a much more controlling deck, but it can be fine in the late game, I think. It can also trigger Historic, so yeah, why not? Let's try Urza's Tome. Maybe it can actually work out. Who knows? Wouldn't mind main decking a Befuddle in this deck. There's also another Relic Runner, which is also okay. But I think we'll just take a Befuddle in case we need more weird combat tricks. Ooh, Sarah Angel, what's going on? Yeah, I do need a nice top-end flyer. Sarah Angel is quite powerful. Can't believe this is getting passed to us. Jesus, this draft is insane. There's a Voldalian Arcanist. There's a Juggernaut. Our 4s are good. What can Voldalian Arcanist do for us? Not much. I guess it can ramp out the Calder Cavalry, and that's pretty much it. Guess I'll just take a Juggernaut in case we need a random 4-drop. But it does trade down, so I don't really like it. Can just take an Adamant Will. Okay, can take a Memorial to Glory, nice upgrade over Lancelot. I don't really like these Sergeant at Arms though, not a huge fan of them. I think this is still a 17 land deck given that we have both of these 6-drops, or we could just run... Ooh, a Mesa Unicorn, seems like a nice upgrade over a Relic Runner, happy seeing it late. Yeah, I don't really like these Sergeant at Arms, I could just cut one copy maybe. maybe Adamant Will is better than Befuddle, but at least Befuddle cycles itself. Okay, looking at the deck. So what's it looking to do? Could just be 16 lands. I guess it's 17 because I have 2 of these 6 drops, so we do need to hit our land drops. These 5 drops, these 4 drops. There's also Sergeant Arms that we don't mind kicking at 6. I could also just cut a Sergeant Arms. I could also consider cutting a Dub. Could consider cutting a Befuddle. Defreeze actually looks pretty good in this deck. Urza's Tome, maybe I cut it, I don't know. Adamant Will, I don't mind having 1 copy of the Adamant Will trick. So looking at this deck, what are we looking to cut? We do have a couple of Historics to trigger the Relic Runner, but it doesn't seem very good. But I do need a good number of 2-drops in this deck, I think. Could just cut the Sergeant at Arms. Sergeant at Arms doesn't look very good, but then again, we do need some creatures. We have 15 creatures, counting the Call of Cavalry right now. I guess in Bolus's Clutches is also a creature, because we actually get to steal a creature. Sergeant at Arms really doesn't look good in this deck. We're not really looking to go wide. It doesn't seem interesting. Otherwise, there's also an Urza's Tome that we could consider cutting, but it can be fine in the late game, I think. But outside of that, if we don't make it to the late game, I mean, it does prevent Flood in the late game, but maybe we don't need it. We just kind of curve out with all our creatures and beat down and hopefully kill the opponent that way. So let's say we cut the Urza's Tome, keep the Dub and Befuddle. It seems fine. I could also just consider cutting the Adamant Will as well. I mean, putting in another Adamant Will since we're looking to be quite aggressive in this deck. And it's a nice way to kind of protect our creatures. Especially with a Dub on. Although it doesn't prevent the exile effects. It can be quite nice if we're looking to be quite aggressive. But the Befuddle can also be decent too. It does draw us a card. It's fine having 1 copy of these. Looking at the mana base, slightly favoring white, so 9-8 seems pretty good. Since we also have double blue at the top end. For the rest of our other stuff. Befuddle honestly doesn't seem very good, but maybe Adamant Will could just be better because there's a lot of removal in this set, and it's just a nice way to kind of protect your creature from getting killed. So it could actually be better in this deck, just having double Adamant Will to protect our creatures. So yeah, this deck seems pretty good. Let's try this deck out. One moment. Let's go. I'm just hoping that, might need to skew the mana base. Is it fine going something like this? Do I need to cut an island from this deck? I just don't want to end up in a weird scenario where I have nothing but islands in my hand. And that can be quite good. But also then again, I don't really need double white. So let's try this hand out. Hopefully it doesn't fall back on us. Okay, opening hand. Well, we can play Mesa Unicorn. Let's try it out here. Seems okay. But we do need to hit our 3rd land drop to have some resemblance of a curve here. Guess I don't mind a Banished Honor Guard. It does become a 3-2 if we leave with Thanada. Yeah, let's try it. Although I do prefer to Mesa Unicorn in the lifelink, the 2-2 can still hit pretty hard. So opponent's also playing white-blue. Okay, tap land. Not what we want, but I don't mind just attacking here. Next turn we might play out Thanada, just to enhance the Banished Honor Guard and get in a nice attack. Call the Cavalry, okay. Pretty annoying. So now what? Could just attack and use an Adamant Will. This does result in the trade for both, but that's a pretty nasty 2-for-1 that I don't like, but maybe I have to just do this just to, or I can just attack with the, or I can just stay back. Maybe it's fine staying back and we can just play out Danitha, but I do maybe want to just clear a path, hopefully, in order to attack in with the first strike creature. So let's just attack in. Go see a Blessed Light, okay. Seems fine. Question is, do I block? Maybe it's fine blocking. This is a pretty nasty 2-for-1 that the opponent just did with the Call to Cavalry, but I think I'm fine. Now we can follow up with our own Call to Cavalry. Got cast a Divination here, hit our land drops. No lands, okay. Fine card. We can tap it down or steal it with the Imbulsus Clutches, but I have to keep in mind that the that usually white blue does run Blink of an Eye, so it can punish me for that can actually punish me for stealing a creature here. Well, it just takes it, okay. I can flash in Wrath end of turn. Yeah, I don't mind just flashing in Wrath. Let's just go, and then we can also flash in the Icy Manipulator too. Dauntless Bodyguard, sure. Targeting the Sphinx, okay. We can tap it down with the Icy Manipulator eventually. Hopefully no counterspell. I guess I can Clutches onto the Cloud Reader Sphinx. He could use Blink of an Eye. So now what? Guess I don't mind an Icy Manipulator end of turn, tapping down the Cloud Reader Sphinx. And then we can keep all of our mana. Alternatively, I could just kick the Sergeant at Arms and get out of the way. But I think here we just pass and flash in the Icy. And then we can attack with Wrath, and then hopefully we can use Adamant Will to protect it. Deep Freeze, okay. Guess I'll just flash in the Icy Manipulator now. I can dub. I think I'll just move the tax here, and we can use the Icy to tap down the Cloud Reader, or we can just kick out the, or we can just kick the Sergeant at Arms, which could just be better. Okay, let's see what the opponent tries here. At least this loses Indestructible. Yeah, let's just kick the Sergeant at Arms. There's no need to wait. Go wide. He can attack me for 3 in the air. I can start tapping his stuff down with the Icy. Life is good. Okay. I'm actually happy that he uses the Imbulsus Clutches on my Icy Manipulator. I guess I can also control his Imbulsus Clutches. Guess I don't mind just playing out the Sarah Angel. maybe I can steal the Cloud Reader Sphinx. You can tap down my Sarah Angel, of course, but that's okay. I'm just hoping that he uses up all his interaction and removal, so then we can kind of outvalue this opponent. I can also just get back my Icy Manipulator instead. Maybe that's just better. Dub also isn't bad. Onto like the Sergeant Arms here, or the Tutu. Maybe I can take it slow and not use the Impulse's clutches yet. Let's dub onto this Sergeant Arms. Turn him into a worthy creature. Because he could still have some sort of blink effect that I'm concerned about. And then we can steal the Cloud Reader Sphinx eventually. I love having Adamant Will against this opponent. Deep Freeze? I can Deep Freeze instead. Don't mind using Deep Freeze here. Yeah, we don't need to activate the Impulse's clutches yet. That's fine, I can tackle this Sergeant, but he's probably just going to tap it down. Sure, I'll just play out my own Pegasus Courser. And then eventually I'll just steal back my own Icy Manipulator, and we can win that way. Or I can just steal his Pegasus Courser. Maybe that's just better. Let's just play out the Cloud Reader Sphinx, I think. Another Sergeant Arms. Yeah, I don't mind if I do. He's low at life. He's pretty low on life, so I can definitely kick another Sergeant Arms. Alright, we got him. Sweet. On to the next matchup. Okay, 2-drop and the 3-drop seems okay. Don't have her blue mana yet, but this is a good curve. Banish Honor Guard into Danita. Landward Elf on turn 1, always scary. So he could have like a shock lined up here. Frenzied Rage. Really? Really, opponent? That's very surprising. I can stay back, but it's better to just attack. I'm hoping he, well, he's not forced to attack with this. Varix. Okay, now Varix out of nowhere. Jesus. Okay, next turn I guess we're just going to play Sarah Angel to maybe hold off Varix. Eventually we'll find some sort of way to deal with this threat. If he attacks with a Landward Elf, he could have like a Gift of Growth, so I don't know if I want to double block with Danitha. I do want to first strike him away. Jesus. Ah, this is bad for us, so I guess we'll be taking 8. Sure. Wow, this is something new. Even discards his whole entire hand. Alright. Let's get in there. Guess I don't mind double blocking Landward Elf. I'd probably have to take 5 from this Varix. Jesus. Wow. Pretty explosive start from the opponent. Well, if I don't find my removal off the top, we just essentially lose the game. So we're definitely not in great shape. Okay. So we're definitely losing the game. Yep, this is unfortunate. Frenzied Rage into Landward Elf. Couldn't even find a single removal spell off the top to save my life. Jesus. Alright, I guess aggro does work. Red-green ramp aggro with Frenzied Rage. Oh, that was really unfortunate. That wasn't really a game, to be honest. Alright, let's keep this. Let's don't run into a situation where they frenzy raged us again. Even though we had a decent curve of 2 drops and 3 drops. And as you can tell, 2/2s definitely get worse in this set because of creatures like this. At least we can flash and Wrath next turn. Opponent's attacking back, he could have just another blocker up, okay. Guess I don't mind attacking for a trade here. Yeah, sure, why not? The opponent didn't seem to have Syncopate or Counterspell, so I think I can safely resolve this Cloud Reader Sphinx. Ooh, Imbosa's Clutches, okay. Gotta keep the Clutches. I don't think I need a Sergeant at Arms at this point, so we'll just bomb that. Probably has removal lined up for the Wrath. Okay. Seems fine. We still have Adamant Will up for the Cloud Reader Sphinx, so I think I'm fine just attacking for 3, and if he uses another removal spell, we'll just use the Adamant Will to protect it. Land is good, let's just play out the Zahid. Beat him down with our Flyer Army. Deep Freeze, okay. Still fine wall that we don't mind using the block. I guess I can always Blessed Light the Deep Freeze, never mind. Yeah, let's just Blessed Light the Deep Freeze. And I think we won this. Okay, sweet. Currently 2-1. Not bad for a white-blue Flyers deck. Okay, seems good. This is like our opening hand from the last one, except there's no Mesa Unicorn. We can Flash and Wrath at instant speed to pump up the Banished Honor Guard. We'll take Servant, okay. Do I want to use Adamant Will? Not really. We'll just pass the turn. Next turn we can attack, and if he decides to block, we'll just use Wrath to kill off the Voltaic Servant. So green-blue Rampy, okay. Okay. I think the opponent suspects a Wrath. Okay. So now he won't be able to untap his Traxos if he has one. Pegasus Courser, do we really need it? I mean, it's another nice flyer to have. Do I need more to Glory? It can make a bunch of 1/1s. Don't think I care about that. Yeah, Pegasus Courser can be a decent flyer. I like to leverage the Banished Honor Guard across, so yeah, I don't mind just drawing into it and playing it out next turn, keeping up Adamant Will. We can always Blessed Light a removal spell if he has one. This is a strange attack. Yeah, this is very strange, attacking into Cloud Reader Sphinx. No blocks. That's pretty strange. Could see like a Vicious Offering or something. That's a pretty strange attack, attacking with a 1/1. So gotta keep in mind I shouldn't play into that. Let's move to combat. Adamant Will can save ourselves from Vicious Offering if he has one. Pegasus Courser quite nice. Going to play around Skin Witch by keeping the land in my hand, because there's a chance I have to discard the land and the Adamant Will. That's fine, we can fly over that. Yep. So this is how white-blue Historic Flyers does it. We just go over the top, fly across, kill the opponent quickly. I'm still questioning the Relic Runner here, because we just took out the Urza's Tome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess we have 6 Historic spells. It's not amazing, but I might just need it just to have a random 2-drop, because we do need to have some sort of curve semblance if we're trying to be aggressive. I still don't like the Sergeant at Arms. Yeah, I really don't like the Sergeant at Arms, but I really need some creatures, so it might just be a necessary evil. Let's keep going. Okay, this is a bad hand. We just need white mana, but I'm not keeping this. Okay, this is a little bit better. Not great, but it's a little bit better. Okay, so what do we bottom? Do we actually bottom the land here? I mean, maybe bombing the land is greedy. Maybe just ditch this Adamant Will, and this seems okay. Hey, we got one anyways off the top. That's great. Could see an opt end of turn. Yep. Hopefully it doesn't counter our divination. I'm gonna be quite upset. You know, they always have syncopate for 1, right? They always have it. Never mind. I spoke a little bit too soon. To Journey Mage, okay. I could just attack into this and use an Adamant Will. Do I really care about protecting this Banished Honor Guard? Like, I really don't care. Let's just attack in. I don't think this is going to amount to much anyways if this results in a trade. In hindsight, the On Sarah's Wings would be quite amazing in our deck. Could have a Shivan Fire here, yep. Okay, so we just need to play defense here. Cloud Reader Sphinx is quite nice, so hopefully he doesn't kill that. If we can untap with the Cloud Reader Sphinx, we have Adamant Will up, so that's quite powerful. I do eventually need double blue for my Zahid, but I think I'm fine bombing both since I do need to find action off the top. So hopefully this doesn't come back to bite us, because I don't really want to flood here, so I'm happy bombing both lands. Okay, this is a pretty ballsy attack. I don't think I'm blocking. Next turn we can keep up Adamant Will. This is a pretty ballsy attack. I don't think I'll ever attack into this. I don't mind deep freezing that Cloud Reader Sphinx though, and then keeping up Adamant Will this turn. 2 cards on top. Okay, Danita is quite nice. Maybe I can just leave with Danita, and then we can tap down the Cloud Reader Sphinx and keep up Adamant Will. Maybe that's just better. Do want to keep up Adamant Will because you could like have a fiery intervention and that could suck. Another Cloud Reader Sphinx, more of them, okay. Pretty scary card. If I attack with Danita, he's going to assume that we do have a Adamant Will. So I might just attack with a Cloud Reader Sphinx next turn. I guess end of turn we can use the Memorial to Folly, so yeah, I don't mind attacking Danita. He does get a blocker out of this. He does get to block this for free, but I also gain some life. In the meantime, hopefully no more removal spells. Keldon Raider, pretty annoying, okay. Might just sack this land, take 5. Yeah, we'll take 5. I guess Danita can block the Gitu Journey Mage. I mean, I'm expecting a trick of some sort, maybe like a blink of an eye, but this is a pretty strange attack. I guess the opponent doesn't realize it. Okay, we can attack him for 3, tap down his 3/4, play out the Knight of New Benalia. The trade-off for the 4/3 seems fine. Hopefully no removal spell. Ooh, that's kind of scary. Okay, let's get in there. Sure. Might have to just keep this Cloud Reader Sphinx back on defense since my life total is kind of low. Alternatively, we could attack for 3. He attacks back for 2. Maybe we can set up some sort of all-out attack, perhaps. But not this turn. I think I need to kick this Sergeant at Arms and stay back. Yeah, I think I need to kick this and stay back. You could actually free roll me here, but I'm definitely blocking. Zahid, okay, well, we can tap the Icy Manipulator for it. So that's quite nice. Yep. So that's going to help me attack past this Cloud Reader Sphinx here. Well, he can just bring back the Wizard's Lightning to shoot me in the face, I guess. So I do need to be careful here, not to take too much damage. I don't mind if he blocks and uses Wizard's Lightning on Zahid. Guess I don't mind just playing out the Sergeant at Arms unkicked. Yeah, let's just do that. Alright, we got him. Geez, that was pretty tense, him getting back to Wizard's Lightning. He could definitely shock us in the face with that. But Zahid to the rescue. Again, he's saving us again. I think this is like the 4th draft we have him, and I've actually recorded these videos, so... Alright, moving on. 4-1, let's keep playing. Alright, Banish Honor Guard into Pegasus Courser seems good. I need to eventually just have dub up an Adamant Will in the same turn. Okay, could see a Vicious Offering end of turn. Let's play our blue. I don't think it matters here. He'll eventually know about our colors anyways. Definitely Thallid, okay. Yeah, let's just Courser up. I can dub up instead, but I think I want to wait till turn 5 with the dub so I can keep up Adamant Will. Here I don't mind him attacking for 3, we'll swing back for 3. I can also just trade. Like, trading is not wrong. This can hit pretty hard. Who cares about the token? We don't care about it. Just don't want to take 3. Thallid Soothsayer, pretty annoying card. Okay, Mesa Unicorn seems good, and we can keep up Adamant Will. Don't necessarily think I need to play out the Sergeant Arm, since I do want to gain some life gain with this Mesa Unicorn. So if he uses Vicious Offering, I can't dodge it, unless it's only -2, -2. That's fine. So he could still have Vicious Offering. Definitely not blocking here. No reason to block. We'll just take 2. We could play out the Icy instead. Let's just move to combat. The question is, do I want to tap out? I think I have to. Like, eventually I do need to have some stuff on the battlefield, so we'll just play an Icy. To see a Vicious Offering end of turn. He's just holding up priority with the Thallid Soothsayer. He could just sacrifice a Sapling token just to draw a card as well, but he doesn't. Cloudrear Sphinx, pretty nice card. I could just dub up here, and then keep up the Adamant Will. No dub, unfortunately. I mean, I could just dub now, but I can't keep up the Adamant Will, so that kind of sucks. So I might as well just tap this Cloudrear Sphinx down and play a 3-drop to develop a blocker and not go all in like a maniac. And the life gain is quite relevant, allowing me to race. So Mesa Unicorn definitely an overperformer in this set. Doesn't block, okay. There's a Serra Angel. Could play out Serra Angel. Could actually double up the Mesa Unicorn now, but he can still do some sort of triple block, I think. I guess this will first strike away this Cloudreader Sphinx. I don't know. Let's just play out Serra Angel. I think it's good enough. Put up another evasive threatening flyer into the battlefield, and if we can untap with Serra Angel, we can keep up Adamant Will to protect him. Protect her, I mean. And could just dub up the Serra Angel. Alternatively, I could just tap it. And then just attack for 4. If I dub this, I guess it'll be 6 power to first strike, so I think it should be okay. Alternatively, I could dub the Mesa Unicorn and tap. This is really hard. Yeah, I could dub the Mesa Unicorn and tap. Nah, let's just dub the Sarah Angel. Hopefully this doesn't have any bounce effects. Let's get in there for 6. And we can keep up Adamant Will. And this is pretty difficult for him to block. And then end of turn we can use the Icy Manipulator, or we can just pass not using the Icy Manipulator because he could have like a cast down at instant speed that we need to play around. Urgaros, okay. Okay, yeah, let's just attack with the Sarah Angel. Keep up the Icy for next turn. Ooh, I should just use Adamant Will. Damn, that was lethal. Okay, I should just be a little bit more careful. Let's bait Thanda, and then we can tap the Urgaros before end step. Wind Grace. Okay, this game should have been lethal, but I messed this one up quite badly. Do I care about him attacking into this? Not really. I don't mind if you use Gift of Growth for anything here. I can just Divination here, and then I can attack. Yeah, seems good. Maybe force a chump. Ooh, and Bolus Clutches. Okay, we can cast that for 5. But let's just attack with a Sarah Angel. And then we also have access to Adamant Will if he tries anything fishy here. Goes for the chump. And sack. Okay. Fine by me. Having Adamant Will up is quite powerful here, so he can't deal with my Sarah Angel. He could, of course, bounce the Sarah Angel. Don't think I care about this. No land. Okay, I would have loved to use Embolus's Clutches and keep up the Icy Manipulator, but we might just have to flash in Wrath end of turn. Let's just move the combat. Sure. I don't think I care about that. Let's ditch the Sergeant. He could have cast down instant speed. Do I care? No, not really. And I can also flash in Embolus's Clutches at instant speed. So either way, I think he's dead here. Let's just tap down this Urgaros. Yeah, we got him. Sweet. Okay, currently 5-1, I think, with a nice blue-white Historic Flyers deck featuring double Wrath Capuchin and some nice Embolus's Clutches Zahid, double Adamant Will. Sarah Angel, etc. Yeah, let's keep this up. 5-1. Dominaria drafts are the best. Wow, Amonkhet remastered is only 2 days away, so I definitely need to squeeze in other Dominaria content. Jesus, yeah. Okay, Bellish Honor Guard is Sergeant at Arms. Seems okay. Double blue so we can eventually cast our bombs. Ooh, Danitha? Danitha is a nice follow-up after the Bellish Honor Guard. Another Boros aggro drafter in Dominaria. Jeez, what's with these Boros aggro drafters? It's not a thing in Dominaria. Stop. Actually, it can be a thing, but it's really not what you want to aim for. Valduke, okay, I guess that's reasonable enough to go to do that. Okay, let's just play out Danitha. Get him for 3, offer to trade. I'm afraid he's just gonna end up dubbing this or putting some sort of enchantment and then making these 3/1 tramplers out of nowhere and killing us. I can eventually turn 3 and have access to Adamant Will and dub. I think we'll just move to combat. I guess I can attack with Danitha here. We have Adamant Will up. Let's just go for it. Do I Adamant Will? I mean, trade isn't bad. Yeah, the trade isn't bad. I don't really want to use Adamant Will yet. Yeah, we don't need to use Adamant Will. Just pass. Keep it up in the future. Next turn we can dub an Adamant Will, or we can just play out the Sarah Angel. So we're in fine shape, I think. Teshar, pretty scary. I guess he can get back the Valduke. Keeper of Flames. Let's just move to combat. Don't think I need to Adamant Will this. Let's just play out the Sarah Angel. Develop the board. For the most part, we're just free rolling this opponent. Even Sentry, okay. So I don't mind just using dub on the Sarah Angel and maybe protecting it. Although there is Blessed Light that I need to be aware of. So maybe I'm fine dubbing onto Danitha instead. Although I do want to get him the flyers. So, yeah, let's just dub onto the Sarah Angel, I think. And we can just attack with all. I guess I don't mind just keeping up the Adamant Will. Okay, he's going for a double block. Not bad. Guess we can punish him now with Adamant Will. Definitely need to kill Teshar first. Or power to first strike. Alright, get out of here. Yeah, 6-1. We're doing it, folks. Rank 333 Mythic. Currently, yep, 6-1. Let's look at this deck before we proceed to the final boss. Do an overview. 17 lands seems perfect with two 6-drops. And then these 5-drops are looking good. The 4s are looking great. In terms of our curve, let's see. I guess Dub and maybe like Divination counts as some sort of a 3-drop. But really, it's just a simple beat down the Azorius Flyers deck with a good number of 2-drops, 3-drops, and then 4s, 5, and 6. It's really nothing special. The true bombs in this deck is Zahid, Embolus's Clutches, and the double Wrath Capuchin, and to a lesser extent the Icy Manipulator. Danta doing a lot of great work, giving us a 2/2 first striker with lifelink and vigilance. Also gives a nice discount for our dub and deep freeze, so that's quite nice. In terms of our removal, we are running a Blessed Light and Embolus's Clutches, Icy Manipulator, and Deep Freeze. To a lesser extent, Adamant Will is kind of like a removal trick, but I'm really it's better to just use on defense to protect a creature from a removal spell. The weakness of this deck is, however, Exile, so if the opponent has any Exile effects, the Adamant Will doesn't do anything. However, it's still pretty powerful enough, given that there's Fiery Intervention in this set. Eviscerate, Vicious Offering, and also Shivan Fire. So yeah, definitely enjoying this deck a lot. It's just pretty simple. It's nothing. It's really straightforward. Just a nice aggressive white-blue Flyers deck. There's no insane combos. There's no insane mana fixing or ramping or splashing or anything. It's just simple enough white-blue. The only card that I don't really like is the Sergeant at Arms. I don't really think it fits the game plan. I'd rather have the Academy Drakes on turn 3 since our game plan seems to be to fly over. At the very least, it's going to just be a 3-drop ground blocker, which in an aggressive deck, you don't really want too many ground blockers. You just want to be aggressive overall. The Sergeant at Arms is going to be best as for the white-green tokens deck, where you're looking to go wide and use cards like Song of Freyleys and Wild Onslaught to pump your tokens. But overall, it's a filler 3-drop. I would gladly take another 3-drop over this, but I don't really see anything else in the sideboard that I want to worth considering. Sideboard cards, there's a Juggernaut, but it's quite expensive and it does trade down a lot. And it's also forced to attack, so it can be pretty... It doesn't seem like an amazing card. It's a 4-drop that I wouldn't mind playing if I don't have an extra 4 like this Call to Cavalry, but definitely will consider it. Urza's Tome, too slow for this deck. I think this deck just wants to beat down and be very aggressive, so you don't really want to keep a card in your hand that's essentially turn 2, not develop the board, and then 3 mana to activate every single turn just to loot. I would definitely play this in the black-blue control deck, which also has historic synergy in this set, but definitely not with this color combination, since we really need to have a 2-drop exactly down on turn 2, and the Urza's Tome is not going to do much. It's a fine late-game card I wouldn't mind in a sideboard situation where we're going to play longer matchups, but in the best out of 1, I wouldn't main deck it. What do we have in the sideboard? There's a Weight of Memory, but Divination is just better. And on turn 5, I really just want to play a flying creature or have a removal spell instead of drawing a bunch of cards. I think it's a little bit too slow for our deck. Befuddle is also a fine card that I wouldn't mind replacing an Adamant Will with, but I think the Adamant Will just has a lot more upside. It can pump our creature to get in for lethal. It can give our creature indestructible, and it can also lead to a gnarly 2-for-1 if the opponent do some sort of double block onto one of our creatures. So the Adamant Will is quite powerful, and I don't think I need a second copy of Dove, given that the first one. And Relic Runner also not super amazing in this deck. I don't usually like 1 toughness creatures in this set, even if they have some nice synergy with the historic to give it evasion. It just dies to fungal infection most of the time, and also the sapling migration tokens actually hold off the 1 toughness creatures. And having to trigger this constantly just to get in for 2 damage really isn't good. So yeah, not a big fan of 1 toughness. And as you can tell, in a lot of the matchups, the opponent has a lot of 1/3 blockers holding the ground, so 2/2s usually are not very good in this set. So cards like the Sergeant at Arms do get a lot worse since it's only 2 power and can't attack past a 3-powered creature. So I would happily exchange the Sergeant at Arms, which is really nothing in the sideboard I want to exchange it for. That being said, Banished Honor Guard isn't bad in our deck, given that we have Danda and double Wrath Capuchin and Zahid, which can pump the Banished Honor card so it can attack past the 3 toughness creatures. Knight of New Bedalia is fine. Mesa Unicorn, even though we can't attack past the 1/3s, it's still life gain, and it's pretty scary with a Pegasus Courser on it. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty good deck. I just don't like the Sergeant at Arms. I would happily replace 2 of these for like a Pegasus Courser or at least an Academy Drake to grant us a little bit more evasion. But yeah, currently 6-1 in the draft. I think it's pretty fun so far, especially with the Blessed Light exiling away deep freezes from the opponents. So let's move on to the final boss, and hopefully we can nail our 7 wins down. Let's go. Ooh, I guess my deck list is full. Let's see. Let's you guys can take a look at all these weird decks that I've saved up. Yeah, let's just delete this. I do need to eventually just delete all of this stuff. Okay, let's go to our final boss. Hit the add to decks, and let's do it. Okay, Sergeant at Arms on turn 3, a Divination. It seems okay. It might be a little bit slow with these curve toppers, but we're on the draw. I mean, they're pretty powerful if we can get to them, but maybe Sergeant at Arms is better off playing defense this matchup. We'll keep. What's with all these white drafters? I keep seeing white drafters. White is not the best color, I'm sorry to say. Okay, white-black. At least it's not another Boros drafter. And the Mesa Unicorn is actually a good 2-drop. Yep, we're getting beaten up here. We need a 2-drop, but no such luck. Next turn, maybe we can play out the Sergeant at Arms. Maybe it can hold the fort for us. But for now, we'll just take 4. The opponent's going to gain 2, so that's not good for us. But we might have a turn 5 lineup with this Cloud Reader Sphinx. At least he didn't develop the board this time. Let's just play out the Sergeant at Arms. If he attacks with both, that might just imply an Adamant Will. Or maybe like a Fungal Infection that I need to play around. And in that case, I guess I don't mind blocking with the... Okay, that's a card. I guess we'll just take 4, and then eventually we'll steal the Mesa Unicorn or deep freeze it. Don't know if the Pegasus Courser is going to do anything. I could just Divination here for a deep freeze. Blessed Light seems good. Okay, don't mind a Blessed Light next turn. We can still take 4, and then we can Blessed Light away this Mesa Unicorn before it becomes a problem. Let's just block this Dauntless Bodyguard. Okay. Sure. At least he wastes his Vicious Offering. I'm at a low life total here, so I'm going to be in trouble unless I deal with this Mesa Unicorn. So do I Blessed Light main phase? I might as well just Blessed Light second main in case he just decides to double up the creature even more. Yeah, I really can't afford to take all this damage in. Sanctum Spirit, we can maybe steal with the Impulses Clutches. Let's see here. I could play out Zahid, but that's kind of expensive. It's a little bit dangerous here. Let's play out the Mesa and the Pegasus Courser. I think it can be okay. And hopefully this doesn't come back to bite us. Charge. Okay, that's a nice one. Had a charge all along. Cheeky opponent. Okay, let's see. I could steal with the Impulses Clutches, but it doesn't seem like I want to do that. Let's say, maybe I just Cloud Reader Sphinx here. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me. Should have tapped a little bit more efficiently, of course. Icy Manipulator, not bad, and Adamant Will. Yeah, I don't hate these, and then the Icy Manipulator can be tapped for the Zahid. Although he's running white, so there could be a Blessed Light, and the Adamant Will isn't great. But I'll try it. Okay, so this could just lead to some sort of board stall if he doesn't have an answer here. And I'm quite happy with that. Skin Witch kicked. Well, there goes Zahid. Well, I guess we also have the Icy Manipulator to tap for the Zahid, so that's not bad. How much does this cost? I guess it costs 4, so I might as well just cast Zahid right now. Yeah, let's just cast Zahid. And maybe that can help hold the fort. So now Adamant Will gets a lot worse. Didn't expect a Caligo Skin Witch out of nowhere. So that's not good for me. Now I can keep up Adamant Will plus Icy Manipulator. I can also just attack him for 5, why not? Because I eventually do need to outrace this opponent. Hopefully he runs out Blessed Lights and other dumb tricks. Sure. Danitha, that's quite nice. Let's just play out Danitha. And we can attack with Zahid and tap down the Pegasus Courser. And Danitha also has first strike against the 3-2, so if he tries something, we can still hold that off. I guess I'd rather just tap the Sanctum Spirit, because he could actually give it indestructible. Do I mind attacking with Danitha? I guess I don't. Let's just move to combat. Let's attack him for 5. Maybe that's fine for us right now. Okay. Skin Witch. Guess I don't mind taking 2, and I can also gain 2 with the Danitha. So yeah, let's move the blocks. I guess this is the correct block. And we also have Adamant Will up, so we're also decent. Fungal Infection, do I care? I guess he could have a Vicious Offering. So maybe we just let that resolve. And let's see what he tries here. Maybe we actually do Adamant Will here. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite us. Because he could have a Vicious Offering, but I think I play around it here. Let's go. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he has anything. So now we can swing back with the Flyers and then tap down the Sanctum Spirit. Alright, so the comeback is real. Let's just play out the land. Move the attacks. And all we need to do is keep tapping down this Sanctum Spirit so it doesn't gain him any life, and we can win that way. Well, the opponent must be infuriated with this, but hey, we do deserve our 7 wins. Alright, awesome. Comeback is real against the dubbed Mesa Unicorn. 7-1. Awesome draft video. And although I did have a request to do a quick draft course at 2021, I do want to fire off some more Dominaria because it's about to be over in 2 days, and I really don't like course at 2021, especially with bot drafting. I guess I don't mind doing a premier draft course at 2021, but I definitely don't want to do bots since it's kind of rigged in a sense, and you're going to come across opponents with a lot more broken stuff than usual, since the bots do follow some sort of algorithm, and they do miss up on some they do pass up on some cards that shouldn't be late in the pack. But regardless, let's celebrate here and claim our prize. Let's pretend we're cracking another pack of Dominaria. Pack won't pick one, what we had the fine pleasure of opening today. Okay, between Elfame Druid and Shauna Sisei's Legacy, I would probably take Elfame Druid first since it's single color, and just the ability to ramp out kicker spells in the set and accelerate those kicker spells is quite powerful. Shauna is also quite powerful, but she's for a green-white tokens deck for the most part, and it is a heavy commitment towards an archetype and into 2 colors. The Elfame Druid is just good by itself. I'm happy to play this in any tokens deck, and especially a deck with lots of kicker spells, so it's an easy Elfame Druid first pick. I'll take a Danitha, just a nice 3-drop, 3-mana 2/2 first strike, Vigilance, and lifelink, and then the aura and equipment discount is quite nice too. So, for example, the last game, this current draft, Danitha gave us a nice discount for dubs and the deep freezes. Otherwise, Wizard's Retort is quite good in the Wizard's deck. Outside the Wizard's deck is not super amazing since 3 mana for counterspell isn't great, but double blue is definitely reasonable, and it's pretty easy to keep up if you're playing Wizards. But I'll take a Danitha here as a nice 3-drop. I'll take a Time of Ice. Time of Ice is quite powerful. It's better in a much more aggressive archetype, like the one we were just currently playing. In the control deck, it can be okay, but it's not as amazing as it would be in the aggressive archetype, because some creatures you definitely don't want to bounce back to the opponent's hand since they have powerful Enter the Battlefield abilities, especially those kicker cards like Caligo Skin Witch and the Varix Bladewing. But if you need to delay the opponent for a long time, and then the Chapter 3 kind of disincentivized them from attacking, Time of Ice can be pretty strong, but it doesn't work in every single deck. It does work best in an aggressive deck, so you can tap down a big blocker, get in a huge attack, and then tap another creature, and then essentially just bounce them back. Time of Ice is quite strong. Memorial to Genius is also quite good, but I'd probably take Time of Ice over it. Pack 1, pick 1. Okay, Deep Freeze, only good in white-blue flyers, or decks with lots of flyers in general. Like, I wouldn't mind playing this in the Wizards deck as long as I have enough Academy Journey Mages. Not Academy Journey Mages, if I have enough Academy Drakes, Adelies, and Cloud Reader Sphinx. Outside of it, I don't really like this as a removal spell, since at the very least, the opponent can still bounce the creature back, they can still sacrifice the creature, they can still use the creature as a chump blocker or a wall. And it can be kind of a nombo if you have, for example, a, what's that card, Eldest Reborn in your deck, since you might use Deep Freeze on a creature, cast Eldest Reborn, and then they'll just sacrifice the creature that got Deep Freeze anyways. So Deep Freeze is not the best removal spell, but I do like it in the Flyers deck, where you're looking to win in the skies, just like the one that we currently played. And we did main deck a copy, and it was quite effective. Outside of it, if you're looking to attack on the ground, Deep Freeze is not very good. Jousting Lance good if you have Sapperling tokens and lots of creatures. I wouldn't mind a copy of it in my deck, like the one that we currently drafted. So yeah, yeah, I don't think any of these cards are particularly amazing. Just fine, but for specific archetypes. Well, Easy and Bolus's Clutches is single color. It's a mythic uncommon in the set, along with cards like Fight with Fire, Song of Freyles, Slimefoot, Tatiova, Eldest Reborn. There's a couple of other ones I forgot, but Imbolus's Clutch is definitely very powerful. Arvad is very powerful too, but you do need to be in white-black historic, or you can splash it, but I generally prefer to be in a deck that has a lot of legendary creatures already, like the white-black in general, but it's pretty strong, you know. A 5-mana 3/3 Death Touch lifelink can help you stabilize, and then enhancing all of your other legendary creatures is quite good. But I wouldn't take Arvad over an Imbolus's Clutches here. This card is just a powerful, nasty 2-for-1. Not only do you get rid of their best creature, but you also take it, steal it. But gotta keep in mind, even if the opponent uses the Imbolus's Clutches, there's cards like Blessed Light and Blink of an Eye that can bounce the creature back to their hand. Imbolus's Clutches is not going to be great against opposing blue players or players playing Blessed Light, since they could just exile the Imbolus's Clutches and again get the creature back. But overall, it's definitely a very powerful card, since it requires a very specific answer to get rid of. Here, between Goblin Barrage and Cloud Reader Sphinx, it's kind of close. I think blue is a better color than red in this set, and you can definitely have an amazing deck with nothing but blue commons. With red, it's just a bunch of removal spells at the end of the day, and it's better to have at least. I think I prefer threats over answers for the most part, and Cloud Reader Sphinx is definitely a powerful threat. Not only can it help you scry in the late game to bottom those pesky lands, but you also have a 3/4 flyer, which is difficult to deal with. But both of these cards, I think, are kind of close. I would probably still take the Cloud Reader Sphinx, since blue is really powerful in Dominaria. Red is a good color, but it's probably like in between black and... it's probably in between like black and green for the most part. I think the color rankings for Dominaria would be blue, then black, and then red, and then green, and then white for the most part. So I do like Cloud Reader Sphinx a lot. This card does have a special place in my heart. Bailoff Gorger is also fine. I think it's a little bit overrated. It is a nice creature if you're ahead, but the problem is it doesn't have trample, so at the end of the day, it's just a fine ground blocker on turn 4. But hey, if you can kick this in the late game, it's quite decent, but it does need trample to be good. But here, I think I would take a Cloud Reader Sphinx. So there you go, another Dominaria draft. Might fire off a Core Set 2021 draft for Premiere. I don't know if I want to do quick draft though, since I hate to admit it, but I've actually had some pretty bad luck doing the quick draft Core Set 2021, and the bots are a little bit strange since they do pass up those late Drowsing Tyrannodons, and every single time I play, it's always someone with a turn 2 Drowsing Tyrannodon, which shouldn't be happening in a real life pod. But overall, this was a pretty fun draft, and I can't wait to upload this video for you guys to watch. But in the meantime, have a wonderful day, and take care. Bye.